Welcome to the Domore Designer PLC simulator. So we're going to do we're going to do some other logic functions.
Okay, let's do some other functions here. So we want to make sure we're in edit mode. Want to make sure we're in program mode. Good. So control scroll so nice and large where we can see it. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a normally closed contact. You see the contact and it's got a crossbar in it. That means normally closed, and it is going to be closed when there's no power. So it should be on until we turn it off by powering it. So let's call this guy Y0, and we're going to call that lamp 0. Okay, so that's normally closed. So let's do a sealing circuit for a motor here. So let's do a start switch of X1. I'm going to call that PB1. Right, select, green check mark. Okay, so I'm going to use a closed contact. We're going to make that X2. And we're going to call that our stop button. Okay, that's going to be our stop button. So we're going to call this guy Y1. And I'm going to call it motor 1. Okay, so we have a motor starter here, so we need to seal around this relay and this contact because I want to push this, I want the motor to start, seal around it, and keep going until I push the stop button. So we're going to put another contact and we're going to call it Y1, and that's our sealing contact. And control up. Now I got a complete circuit. Okay. Let's do another one here. This is a motor starter circuit with reset. Alrighty, so let's do a set. Let's see where we're at here. Let's call this guy X3. PB3. Right, select. And we're going to do a different function here. So we're going to go over our output here and we're going to select set. So sets are latching relays. Okay, so we're going to call that guy Y2. And let's just call that lamp 2. What the heck? Lamp 2. Right, select. Okay, and we're going to use PB4 X4. And we're going to use him to reset our lamp. So we're going to go over here and use R, reset. We're going to use the same contact. So this button's going to set the lamp. This button's going to be used to reset the lamp. Okay, so let's shrink it down a little bit so we can see everything. So let's accept. Let's save it. I'll call this project 5. Save. Alrighty, we want to be in the run mode. And we want our status. Oops, some way or another we didn't write to our PLC. How about that? Okay, No colored bars over here, that means that we're good. Okay, so let's turn off X3. Looks like we got a couple of our buttons pressed. All right, let's start fresh. Alrighty, so here we have a normally closed contact, and our lamp's on. Okay, here X3, because it's pressed, so set will be locked. Okay, we'll clean that up here in a second. So, and our stop button is energized because it's normally closed. So let's do X0. When it's energized, it's off. When it's unenergized, it's on. Okay, so let's do our motor starter here. Let's do X1. Here's our start button. The motor runs, seals this contact, seals around this push button switch. So now that I release it, the motor's still on. Okay, if I want to turn it off, I'm going to push the reset button. Okay, and the motor's off. That's a motor starter sealing circuit. Okay, so let's do a reset here. X4, clear it. Okay, so now we have a reset. Our lamp's off. So let's go ahead and do a set. X3, we have set and our lamp is on. And that's enough for today.